Hey, fabulous friends! Buckle up and get set for a ride taking my broken and turning it into beautiful. We discuss all of that right here on Tragic to Magic with your host, Marni. Our vibe: never let anyone dull your sparkle. Never give up. So, if you're ready for raw, real stories of strength and transformation, you're in the right place. Welcome to our podcast, where we always keep it sparkling.
Hey, Tragic to Magic fam. I am always, going to start out thanking you guys and saying you're welcome. Thank you for listening, and you're welcome to the people who have said thank you to me. This is your host, Marni, and welcome to Marni Knows Best, Newsweek edition. I still am in complete shock. My imposter syndrome has a severe time believing that Newsweek considers me an opinion expert. So they have different segments where people write in different sections where you have career, relationships and family, parenting, what should I do? And this one that I am going to read with this situation is, what should I do? And it was written into Newsweek, and pretty badass that I got to write what my opinion was. My lived experiences, which resonate with pretty much anybody across the board. If you have suffered a little bit or a lot, the circumstances were different, but I can guarantee you we feel the same. And that is why I love and I thank you all for listening, because somebody out there is like, you know what? I went through that too, or I act like that. Maybe now I know I'm not alone. So I love when people also comment, oh my gosh, when I'm feeling bad about myself, I do this. I write my name on Newsweek and I read all the things that I've written, or when it comes up on Facebook, I love when people comment. It's like, yay, you guys are listening to my words. And nobody's ever really gone against me because I make really, really good sense. I've done 57 opinion pieces this year, and it's just remarkable. Wow. So I'm going to read a situation and let's see if my opinion was right. What would you do? Oh, I sound like John Quinones from What Would You Do, which is something I'm obsessed with. I literally want to hug those people. Yes, I know my ADHD is getting in the way for a moment, but that show, What Would You Do? I would always be the person jumping in, but that's such a really cool thing to do to show humanity and kindness. And back to now my opinion piece. So, dear Newsweek, my problem is with his neighbor. My problem is he hits his golf balls from his garden across the street into my yard. I literally have 2 large buckets of his balls. About 5 years ago, I had a broken window and the roofer thought it was a golf ball, but I thought it was hail. So they fixed the window along with my roof and shutter damage. I eventually figured out it was a golf ball and who the culprit was, my new neighbor. I also put a no trespassing sign in my yard as he comes over sometimes to retrieve his balls. He and his golf balls both continue to trespass. I am tired of having to get the mower to pick up his balls. Heaven forbid hit one and sail it into my own window. This man mows his yard and shoots the grass clippings into the street. He puts his tree limbs for bulk pickup in the street rather than his yard. He puts his trash, which is supposed to be in front of his home, in the side yard. So during storms, his garbage ends up in my flower beds. It's even broken my rain gouge before. The icing on the cake was when he put his used mattress for bulk in the street. We called the city. The guy comes out and he's talking to him and pointing to his garage, apparently telling him to put his garage until the day before the pickup. I see my neighbor holding his back, apparently telling the city guy his back is too bad to do that, and he was out staining his fence 2 days before. Wow. He has a blatant disregard for the law and common courtesy to his neighbors. Plenty of other stories from other neighbors are not being shared. Any ideas how to deal with people that will not stop their obnoxious behavior and city code violations? So I wrote, and I will discuss why I wrote it. A bad neighbor is a misfortune as much as a good one is a great blessing. Living in close proximity with neighbors can be a challenge, especially in this situation. When this incident first happened 5 years ago, there was immediate disdain, and justifiably so. You now had property damage. The amount of contempt and disgust that has escalated over the years is now becoming detrimental to your own mental health. His lawn mowing, his trash, his mattress, and the limbs that he complains has nothing to do. It is really consequential with your life. It takes more energy and effort to complain than it does to simply ignore. Life is too short to spend worrying and dwelling on the negative aspects of our neighbors. The healthiest thing we can do for ourselves is channel all of that energy into our own inner peace. I know it's easier said than done. That pause before our reaction can be life-changing. We choose to argue. We don't have to. There is a chance for resolution. If your ego can be put aside and you could think with your soul, the entire dynamic can change. For whatever reason, the man is reaching out for attention by the display of his antics, and you have become putty in his hands. For your sanity, and your sanity only, if you can come from a place of compassion, I know this is so hard, and understanding, and that he's thriving for attention, it can become a game changer. There was mention that talking isn't an option, but possibly if met with a soft tone and communicating in a deep way of understanding one another's feelings, there might be a chance. The back and forth games are only turning an ugly situation uglier. Forgiving people, it's not for them, it's always for you. And that is what I wrote. Because I have had, oh my gosh, in 53 years, I'm going to say 90% of it has been toxicity. And the way I allowed it to eat my kishkas up, to eat my insides up, the resentment and the anger. And so much of my time was trying to prove a point and don't prove me wrong. And if you told me I was wrong to say my name was Marni Jill, I will sit there and Google everything that's Marni Jill. When it's all said and done, our own responsibility is to heal ourselves. That is what everybody is guilty of. Well, they need to be trauma informed first, but everybody has to just worry about themselves. I hope this man looks in the mirror and says, you know what, you dude, you deserve 100% in need of my attention, because it is irrelevant what anybody else does. I know it's so hard to get in touch with your feelings because you don't want to feel certain things that happened. I realize my book should come with some sort of trigger warning because I have gone through everything someone could possibly go through, whether it's abandonment, neglect, being physically abused, emotionally abused, abandoned as a baby. I mean, I have lived so much and it affected my adulthood until I realized when I healed, when I became aware of every disorder I had, I was like, okay, I can't change the past. I can now only work on Marni. And the past 5 years, I have become so aware and the wisdom that I never realized I had. And with my imposter syndrome, I never loved myself. Therefore, how could anybody else really love me? I now cannot believe what I have accomplished. And I am so grateful I'm reading this guy upset about golf balls and his bulk day and everything else. With everything I've gone through, one would be bitter, one would be angry, one would be just, I don't know, I'm a survivor. But I sit here and I swear to you, I have never been more grateful and filled with gratitude that I have this amazing story to tell, that I'm able to use my experience and talk to Newsweek and give What Should I Do? My opinion, and they print it. I mean, they literally print my words. So it's friggin' amazing. I had no idea a year ago, because it's been 1 year since I started writing for them. I had no idea a year ago where this would take me, and now where I am now, so grateful for the opportunities. Be blessed you're alive. Be blessed you have your health, because I also have chronic lymphocytic leukemia. I'm not staged. It's called Watch and Wait. It's every 4 months I go for blood work, and it's one of those things that my doctor said it's not something you will die from, but you will die with. I used to worry about that constantly, and that took away from my living, that sometimes I forget I even have it. So thank God, it's not staged. Back in 2021, my lymph node was the size of like an orange or a tennis ball, maybe. And they told me I had stage 1, get ready to start medication. And all of a sudden it went down. There's still tiny little lymph nodes there that are swollen, which my vanity, it's my lymph nodes. But yet I did not want to video myself because, oh no, my face looked fat. Did it look like a double chin? I'm telling you, I'm neurotic and nuts. Vanity caused my insanity. But I can only work on myself, and I have. And that is why I love helping other people to love themselves and understand why they act the way they do, and not have that knee-jerk reaction to be so mad and snap at someone or yell at someone or, God forbid, pull out a gun on someone. We all can fix our minds. It's possible. Life is not perfect. Life out there pretty much sucks, but we can work with the best that we have.
There you have it, another episode of Tragic to Magic coming to a close. But remember, the magic doesn't end here. Keep shining, keep pushing, and remember, no one, and I mean no one, has the power to dull your sparkle. It's your light, your strength, your magic. Thank you for being part of the Tragic to Magic fam. You can listen on all podcast platforms. Don't forget to check out our website, peacelovemarni.com. Until next time, stay strong, stay sparkly. Much love and peace.